Yo, what's up guys? I'm back. Welcome to another video. Let me just double check this is set properly. Yes, it is. Just popped in my new DJI, or not new, but just popped in my DJI mic into the OBS system to get better audio quality. But it's been a very good month actually. In June, we have two trades up running, both profitable, which I will show you in a little bit. Let's just go through the fundamental analysis for the week. This is from the 8th of June to the 14th of June. Just FYI guys, this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and research into the markets. This is just for entertainment purposes only. CFT reporting wise, we actually saw a big uptick into bullish sort of momentum for US dollar. That has since reversed back to its original sort of standing. So net positions decrease, but as you guys can see, the currencies that I'm trading, they're all ticked lower to shorting. So it looks like we've lost a bit of strength in all Aussie, US as well as yen. So in terms of from a currency versus currency point of view, I wouldn't say there's too much to delve into for that. It's all sort of a net short bias or a net bear bias on those currencies. In terms of indices, we took the ones that we're focusing on right now, US 30. You can see there's a tick up, as well as the other indices as well has ticked up. And when we go through the economic news for the US dollar or the US economy, we can see CPI actually was cooler than expected. So that we will delve a bit more in detail with regards to the trade setups that I see and sort of what my thought process is regarding index in particular, or indices in particular. Gold has also ticked down slightly. Silver's also ticked down. Still very much long, heavy long positions for sort of long term. But yeah, just something to note. I trade the 4-hour daily. I'm looking for smaller swings in between. So something to note, because I am favoring a short setup for gold, which we'll go through the charts for. So US dollar, we actually this week had CPI, which ticked neutral for year on year, but core CPI and PPI actually ticked bearish or cooler than expected. So inflation coming down, it sort of backtracks our thesis of a strong dollar. I still think dollar is net strong because of the economic and labor market analysis data that's going on. But what this means, I'm really quite confident in my US 30 trade now, because we've got good economic news, we've got good labor market news, we've got lower inflation, which means we can potentially see some rate cuts now, again, back on the table to boost the economy. And really, it's already doing well. If we boost it up even more, the indices theoretically should gain growth. So that's sort of my headspace for this slide. Next one, we didn't get anything for Aussie. You guys can see we're still net bearish, so I'm on short for Aussie for sure compared to the other two currencies. Yen, we got better GDP expectations. We have good labor market in terms of unemployment rate, which is the only labor market sort of indicator that I'm using on this table here. They don't have employment rate or employment number. It is what it is. PPI ticked higher than expected, hotter than expected, which is again a bit of indication of strength in the yen. Still Tokyo and national CPI were cooler than expected, but just something to note. So if we go on the inflation indicators, you guys can see with CPI ticking hotter than expected, or not hotter than expected, neutral, but you can see there's a general uptrend for US and Aussie. Yen is coming down, but as I said, we got to look holistically in terms of what I see for the strength of the currency, which at least at this point in time we've got quite good indication for yen to tick up. Economic indicators, GDP, you guys can see coming up for yen, sort of consolidating for Aussie, and then for USD we did tick up, came down a bit, all lower than expected though, but you know, something to note. No employment indicators this week, so this is the main screen that we're always jumping back on. COT reporting for gold is bearish. Economic news is bearish. We've got bearish US inflation, which is good for gold. However, very strong bullish economic and bullish US labor market data, which means I am shorting gold, or in favor of shorting gold. We will jump on the charts for that. US 30, bearish inflation, which is good. Bullish US economic data, which is good. Bullish US labor market data, which is good. So I'm heavily long bias for US 30 right now. So good setups for both gold and US 30 in terms of a fundamentals point of view. AU, we're in a trade for AU right now. Heavily bearish. Super bearish Aussie, and I'm bullish dollar, so I'm shorting it. Simple as that. UJ, they're quite bullish both ways. I'm not going to trade UJ because the yen's quite bullish as well. AJ, I'm definitely looking up for short setups. Yeah, I'm actually looking pretty heavy for short setups, so I'm going to give that a bearish +2 reading. So we've actually got a quite good setups right now. If we jump on the charts, I'll run through what I'm on right now in terms of a trading point of view. So we're on two trades right now. We're on AU and US 30. So let's track in and sort of see my mindset. Now AU, from a technical point of view, it's above the MA. In theory, I should have been trading to the long side and ignoring everything else, but it was way too, from an economic point of view, a macro fundamentals point of view, it was too good to pass. So I actually got in here on the 4 hour. I got in this position here, and then I'm still trailing. So basically I have this structure here that I've trailed up against. Probably delete this because we're trailing against this now. So basically, let's delete this as well. If I can see this push down, we will trail based off the lower highs. If this comes back up and takes us out, a nice 3.76 RR. At its peak, it was I think 7.7. We're still listening to the rules, so it is what it is. If it can actually break this as well, this support here, we can trail from this support, but it really depends if they can break structure, right? We're just doing our basic sort of trailing for the lower highs. I'm very happy with this trade. If I get taken out, I get taken out at 3.76R. I risked 100 USD, as it was from a technical point of view, it was above the MA, so I put a bit lower risk, but I'm very, very pleased with this, how this trade's playing out. Also pleased with my US 30. So you guys can see we are above the MA. I had a H4 zone marked here, big rejection wick, big rejection wick. I entered here. I could have entered here or here. I just didn't really, I don't think I was on at the time or something along that nature, but we got in nevertheless. As soon as it breaks here, this zone here, I am going to look to trail stops quite aggressively to here, and that would give me a nice 0.88 RR. But right now, again, we're just holding. We're just going to wait for that to break. It is at all-time highs, I believe. Yes, it is at all-time highs. So a bit risky, but I am looking to trail this as soon as this breaks. Even if it touches here, I'm going to trail here as soon as I can, and I'll just let it do its thing. That's still a lower high. If we go H1, you guys can see there's big rejection here, and in theory it should keep ticking up if it does have a bit of momentum in the long direction. So I'm very happy with this trade. Now the two other trades I want to focus on is AJ. We are below the MA, so we can short. it is from an economic fundamentals point of view quite attractive. The only reason why I'm not taking this trade right now is because I've got two other trades. Once this is locked in profit, if this price action does come and reach up here again, I will get in the trade for AJ. So that's just the FYI, guys. The only reason why I'm sitting on my hands right now, even though it has reached that point, is because I've got this trade here still technically not in profit. Yeah, it's not in profit yet. Let me just see. Oh, sorry, my broker's not logged in. Let me just check my phone because I do want to see if I've trailed that stop. 1 second. Might have trailed it here. So let's have a look. This is all real time, guys. So no bullshitting, you guys. Yes, I have trailed stop loss here. And let's have a look. Where did I put the stop? $4,967. 4,967. That's where the stop is. Okay, perfect. Just put that here. June 11th. So 11th of June, perfect. You guys can see I can still lose. This can still come down and wipe me out. But as soon as this ticks up, I'm trailing here again. So as soon as this is in profit, we can start looking at these two other trades. So AJ, we get up here, we're in. Gold, we get up here. Even if it ticks up here, I will take it. I'll take a chance on gold. Gold, I like the fundamentals. I like the technicals as well. Yeah, I really like gold. Shorting gold right now. So just something to note. I will keep you guys posted as always. And yeah, let's see how this week goes. Peace.